never share inside information with anyone who could use it for betting. FIBA closely monitors
here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup and third quarter as we begin the second half, 43-34. Kiko Maligdem along with Coach Russell Raipon and Bianca Tagarda, we bring you this game. First of the two games for today in early basket by the UP Fighting Maroons. And we were talking about this, Coach Russell. Jacob Baila starting the game or the second half with a basket.
Well, I mean, that middle is wide open. I think it's very smart of UP to attack the middle of the floor. At this point, we haven't seen any real resistance from Guangming in terms of stopping the ball from getting there and contesting and getting stops. Offensive rebound straight to a layup.
And then Jacob with back-to-back baskets already, a 14 or 13-point lead as we see Pareñas for the three. And it appears that Wang Ming is able to make baskets. However, they could not play defense against UP in this game.
Well, if you look at what's happening right now, even as the game has just started in the third quarter, UP has Guangming completely on their heels. They can't defend the gaps well enough to deter driving lanes, and they can't create an advantage through their offense to get great shots. So you put those two things together, you're going to have a hard time staying in the game.
And right now, the Guangming Flying Dragons are contented in taking long shots compared to UP, who's really going inside as Noruka misses that one. Briones, oh yes!
What is that like? That's at least 2 offensive rebounds in the last 2 minutes. So they're completely dominating that part of the game. And if you're just going to keep on, that could be your best offense. Just clank the ball off the rim and get the rebound and get a better shot, which sort of seems like UP's formula right now. That's the kind of advantage they have in the paint.
49-34, a 15-point lead right now. And of course, we are saying that this team, it doesn't mean if UP is playing with 2 teams, one team consists of Team B. Because in this team number 2, we have Jacob Baila, Noruka, Seven Kagate. Of course, they are part of the Team A already. And right now, we can see how deep the lineup of UP. That's why they have 2 teams here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate.
Like I said, if I'm any UAP coach right now, I am starting now in terms of my preparation to come up with a game plan against these Fighting Maroons. There definitely isn't a Team A and a Team B. I think what they've done is create really strong balance on both teams, where they have perimeter strengths, interior strengths, they have skill guys. It's a wonder. Like I said, it's an embarrassment of riches for the guys in Katipunan.
7:30 remaining, 49-36. As a basket is scored there by Rainier Maga, one of the new acquisition, along with Payosing and of course Remogat. And now here comes the Puyard. Puyard gets it to Pareñas. Lactauta with a handoff. Lactauta over the outstretched arms of Noruka, but couldn't make the basket. Here comes UP once again. A 3-point shot from Poyos, missing the mark. And now Pareñas with the basketball right now. Pareñas looking for a player or a teammate. Pinasa kay De Puyard. Oh, public display of rejection once again from Noruka on the other end. And there is a foul called. And of course, it involves Pareñas and Jacob Baila. And that was, a daredevil drive from Jacob.
Well, I think you're seeing the talent and the ability and possibly the conditioning of UP really make its mark on this game. They are able to really get out in transition offensively after defensive rebounds. You know, one-on-one, I haven't seen Guangming this quarter stop a UP player from getting to the bucket on a straight line drive. You can't win games like that. You have to be able to prevent the ball from getting in the paint.
Definitely, I agree with that, Coach Ross. And now, right, UP with a 16-point lead. Akinyende, he had a great game last time around, yesterday. And I believe this is the first time that Akinyende was able to make a basket. So it goes that it is having a hard time against Francis Noruka.
Well, you look at it this way too. Defensively in UP scheme, is he able to be open to catch the ball? If there's a lot of ball pressure off of the ball screen defense, and the ball handler can't see an open player, yeah, he's not going to get it. So I think it's a mixture of a lot of things. Great defense and not as much patience on the offensive end for the guards to find Akinyede, for a post look.
52-38. Oh, straight line through the hoop. And now, nandito na si Maga. Maga, someone is free from the corner. A jumper by Iniguez, no good. Noruka almost got that one. Pero tumatakbo na ang Guangming. Guangming with the basketball. Here comes Pecolera. And there was a push. Oh! So the referee saw Pecolera step on the line. So it was a turnover. And right now, bibigay naman natin kay Bianca Tagarda ang mikropono para sa update regarding sa both teams.
Time it, Francis. Go, 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 go! Big, big!
Adjusting in the UP system and culture with the hopes of proving everyone wrong. Kiko and Coach Russell.
And thank you so much, Bianca. 52-38, 5:37 remaining as Jacob has been in the forefront of the offense of UP in this game. He has the hot hand, and of course tinutulungan siya ni Briones and Noruka in this game. So maybe this is one of the statement game para kay Jacob Baela. And now GMC Flying Dragons has the possession. Pecolera, he drives a floater. Oh yes!
Probably a rare possession in this game where the ball was moving and they're able to shift the defense well enough to get a straight line drive.
Oh, a drive. And that was a strong drive, and Baila is really, trying to test the defense, the front court defense of Guangming.
Basketball really is a game of timing, and I think Jacob has picked this moment in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter to assert himself. And you look at it this way, the more that the defense keys in on Jacob, the more opportunities his teammates are going to get easier shots. And the one thing that we've seen from Jacob is the fact that he is a willing passer. He doesn't force shots. If he creates an advantage, he'll give it up to somebody else for them to score.
54-40, exactly 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup, UP Fighting Maroons Team 2 going up against Guangming Flying Dragons. And both teams are coming off victories against the Emilio Aguinaldo College Generals. So goes to show how hungry both teams are, because of course according to the team standings or for tournament format, the top team, there will be a battle for the 6th seed, a play-in 6th seed. So they are trying to avoid that 6th seed.
Sure.
And that is why every game counts here in the Collegiate Cup. As we see Noruka with a basket.
Smart basketball. You have an advantage in the post. You have an active big man calling for the ball. Get him the ball and let him go to work.
Meanwhile, on the other end, Pecolera drives hard and immediately scores.
Again, shot selection. I think that was probably a great shot for them because he had the defense on their heels. He read it correctly.
And Payosing finally scores on that one as we are witnessing right now fast-paced basketball action from both squads, as if one team scores, another will immediately try to do that or duplicate that effort. Meanwhile, a miss there. Pecolera with the basketball. Naghanap na papasahan. Binigay kay Depuyard. Depuyard, balik kay Hamyas. Pecolera against Baila. He's being tested by Baila. Pecolera. And there is an offensive foul on Balisi.
He probably did not need to stick his behind out to clear the defender, but, you know, try to do what you can to help your teammates.
Kind of reminds me of Patrick Ewing back then.
Yes, Patrick Ewing, you know, used what his mama gave him.
Yes.
to get Mark Jackson open.
But sometimes I noticed that some of the officials don't call such that extended. But
yeah, you know,
is it?
For me, at the end of the day, I think it's really the fault of the ball handler if there's an offensive foul called on a ball screen. The ball handler should be waiting until the ball screener is set before he moves. But you know, in that instance, his teammate was just trying to help him get open. So, but more often than not, it's usually the ball handler's fault.
3:14 remaining, and a three-point shot by the Guangming Flying Dragons. Cuts a deficit, but definitely right now in this quarter, UP Fighting Maroons are trying to establish their presence inside, as we have noticed in the past plays. But right now, a driver by Pecolera couldn't find the mark. 2:50 remaining in the third period of action.
It's going to be tough for the Guangming Flying Dragons to get in a track meet with UP. That's not going to be a successful path. They have to find a way to slow them down and make them work the clock on offense, and then get a stop and get up in transition. But you know, trading baskets is just not going to work at this point in the game.
2:35 remaining, 62-47. Rebound there, and here comes Maga. May hawak ng bola. Iniguez, and now Briones. Jumper, Mintes. Oh, look at UP go for the ball. Iniguez being defended well there by Buena Obra. Nowhere to go but a veteran move by Briones there.
You gotta love the multiple efforts of UP, and they're just not giving up on any play. Ball is there to be had. They're gonna do their best to go get it and get another possession.
2:14 remaining, 62-47. Let's see. Oh, inside, great play, great block there. Let's see how will Guangming do in this play, but they missed that one. You know, we were saying those opportunities matter, and if they could not convert, you know, it's more of UP will have a chance to add on to their lead.
You know, you have a 2-on-1, it's a fast break. That should be a no-brainer. You should be able to convert 90% of the time. So, you know, look at it under these circumstances. I think UP's defense has just made Guangming totally exhausted. They're short in their shots. You know, they're not moving the ball very well. You know, it's put a toll on them, and now, you know, when you're fatigued, your brain turns to mush, and it's harder to make good decisions. So, you know, you look at the time now, it's the third quarter's almost done. Are you going to be able to do anything in this next 2 minutes and the beginning of the fourth to get yourself back in the game and be fresh?
62-48. I agree with that, Coach. It's a matter of, you know, trying to finish the quarter strong so that once the fourth quarter goes, you know, starts, you'll be able to have some momentum going into that final period. But let's see. UP definitely has this game for them.
I mean, you love the press and the pressure, but it was a 3-on-1 down at the other end for an easy layup, and UP has the legs to finish that and the athletic ability. So I mean, these are all things that play into being able to play good basketball consistently, right?
64-49. I guess this is one of the disadvantage, probably, because Guangming played yesterday. Just again, maybe those players have, slower on their feet, but then it depends on the conditioning of that team.
It does, and you're looking at this situation. Um, UP also played a game yesterday, so the circumstances are in a sense equal. Um, these are opportunities where you get to play against the best teams in the nation. Why not try to put your best foot forward? And not to say that they're not doing that, but they have little over 11 minutes to find a way to get back in this game.
So let's see. Maybe, Coach Paul can, add on to their motivation going into the final 11 minutes for the Guangming as they find themselves down by 15 points. 64-49, 120 remaining. Here comes Pareñas. Oh! Those were the opportunities we were talking about.
Another 2-on-1 possibility, and it's a turnover on the baseline. You need those. And the good teams stay focused enough and are in the moment enough to make sure those opportunities are taken advantage of.
104 remaining. A 3-0 in and out there from Payosing. Would have brought the house down. Balisi. Oh, a 3-point shot from Buena Obra. They need that one.
Kiko, I gotta say, Guangming is not out of this game. It's only a 10 or 12-point game. It just takes a matter of stops and conversion. It's not, UP's giving them chances. They just have to stay in it. They got to stay locked in.
Arneo. Oh, Buena Obra. No good on that one. Look at the hustle of Maga.
You need that offensive rebound. You needed that.
Oh, what a pass. Oh, my goodness. Gagate with a finish. 13 seconds remaining. Let's see. Probably the final possession. 7 seconds. Pareñas. Someone is free. Balisi, he drives, and there is a foul. Oh, a traveling. And that was a long travel from Tagaytay to Taguig by Balisi there. 66-52.
The question I have there, Kiko, did he really have an advantage? You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? It's you're matched up one-on-one in the post. You dribbling down there, trying to create space. Did you really have an advantage offensively? I don't know.
Definitely, he should have gotten it in the low post.
Or passed it off.
Yes.
Have a cutter go through.
So at the end of the third period, ladies and gentlemen, basketball fans, mga kaliga, 66-52, a 14-point lead para sa UP Fighting Maroons Team 2 here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. We'll be back.
Again, shot selection. I think that was probably a great shot.
Balisi. Oh, a 3-point shot from Buena Obra.
Offensive rebound. You needed that.
Oh, what a pass. Ladies and gentlemen, Kiko Maligdam along with Coach Russell Raipon and Bianca Tagarda as we bring you the action here in this game between Guangming Flying Dragons and the UP Fighting Maroons in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. This is the first of the two games here in ENDERUN Gymnasium as we would like to say thank you to our official venue partner, ENDERUN College's official ticketing partner, Ticket to Me, official outfitter, LGR, and the Pinoyliga.com. We'd like to thank the Pinoyliga.com, Amelie Hotel Manila, Eastern Communications, and Buffalo Wings and Things. Catch the games live via www.pusop.com, the Smart Sports Facebook page, and Pinoy Liga Cup's Facebook and YouTube channel. Pinoy Liga is a proud member of SBP. And back to the game, a forced shot by Lactautau does not go through. 66-52, 14-point lead. Tumatakbo ang UP and now Baila. Oh, what a move by Baila. Jacob. Everything but the basket for Jacob. And look at Noruka. Parang tinapon niya palayo si Pareñas on that sequence. Goes to show how strong Noruka is.
Oh, yeah. You got to figure in a game like this in the fourth quarter, how many realistic possessions is Guangming going to have? They used 30-plus seconds in their last offensive possession, and they came away with a contested layup. The one way they can stop the clock in their favor is to get UP in foul trouble. If they can get into the bonus with 7 minutes or 6 or 7 minutes left in this quarter, then maybe they have a shot. So we'll have to see if they're able to use their aggressiveness to their advantage and try to draw fouls on UP.
So it's also another factor there if they will be able to make those free throws, if ever.
Yeah, at least they get the opportunity, right? I mean, let's just get to the line first and then see if you make free throws afterward.
I agree with that. And then Akiende missing. Oh! Those were the opportunities.
You don't get, and then look there. Long outlet pass, the catch, gather himself and finish. Easy basketball.
68-52, 16-point lead by the UP Fighting Maroons team too. Pareñas, and there's a kickball, so it will go back to 14 seconds in the shot clock.
It looks like UP's completely locked in on what they're doing, on what Guangming is doing offensively. They're really cutting off a lot of the angles to the basket. They're cutting off the pocket passes. Guangming is really struggling to find a good shot. Great ball pressure as well. Look at that.
Pecolera, jumper. Those were the shots that UP wants Guangming to take.
Yes, 100%. And look, downhill to the kick out.
There.
Oh, well. But it's great basketball.
Let's see how will Guangming go here. Pecolera gets it to Depuyart. Depuyart, and now Lactautau. Lactautau, a pick given by Hiende. And look at the hustle by the UP Fighting Maroons. They're really giving the Guangming a hard time to set up their play, and now that leaves them with 9 seconds in the shot clock.
You know, the telltale sign of really solid teams is the fact that they are engaged every possession, right? So they don't take possessions for granted. They don't, accept anything but their best effort. And to have your star player be first on the floor to try to get the possession, it just speaks to, what they've built over in Katipunan. They've built a culture, where you're always competing. That's any coach's dream, I think.
And Guangming sues for time here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, 68-52. Ladies and gentlemen, 68-52. 2 minutes have gone by in this fourth and final quarter, yet there were a lot of actions we have seen already, Coach Russell.
Yeah, I know. We look at the keys of the game from earlier. The one thing that we needed to see or identified as a key to the game for Guangming was consistency. That has not been the case. They've been fighting to find some consistency, but it's been very challenging for them. Whereas you look at UP, ball movement has been very much a part of the formula for them to get great shots. They're using this flex offense. They're moving the Guangming defense side to side and are able to attack the middle of the paint. It's helped them get great shots. And then you have shot makers. You have shot makers like Maga. I mean, then even better for you.
Now, UP is able to find open men, while for Guangming, except for that shot, they're being lured by UP to take the hard shots.
Well, you look at what's happening, right? Good defense plays into great offense. So if you're giving a lot of energy on defense and getting stops, it gives you more energy and gives you more momentum to get to be confident when you're shooting on the offensive end. I think that's very much what's happening to UP right now. They're playing with a lot of great energy, and it's there's a synergy between their offense and defense, so they're getting great shots in rhythm.
71-54. And look at that. A pass, a shot. Oh, basket is scored. I mean, Ong is very comfortable with those kind of shots. And right now, they are on top 73-51. Oh, meanwhile, Pecolera with that three-point shot. Just one of the few times that Pecolera had a great look.
Yes. Well, it's a matter of wow. It's a matter of being shot ready. That unfortunately, I would figure if you look at the stats, Kiko, the 3-point percentage of makes for Guangming is probably pretty low because they're taking tough threes like they just did.
Meanwhile, a missed three. Here comes Pecolera. Pecolera trying to think of what to do. A 3-point shot there. Missed by Balisi. 5:40 remaining. 73-57. Let's see how UP will move on in this last 5:30 as they are on top. Inside Noruka, flexing the muscle for the FSA of UP Fighting Maroons.
If you look at the offensive rhythm of both teams, UP is manufacturing great looks.
On top,
right?
inside.
They're not settling. There was a ball screen, there was a high hedge, there was pressure. Ball was passed out of the trap and directly passed into the interior for a layup. Meanwhile, you see Guangming, and they're really struggling to get a good shot off. They're just settling for shots as opposed to manufacturing great shots. That's a testament to UP's defense.
Meanwhile, almost making that one, but UP, what you like about UP is once they grab that rebound, they immediately run no matter what happens.
Yes, and they put a lot of pressure on the defense to have to catch up. Any really good defense is going to create situations where you're playing 5-on-5, right? 5-on-5. You have a set defense ready for an offense coming in transition. But the great thing about UP pushing the ball is they're always finding a numbers advantage. 2-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-3.
And then look at Noruka, I mean, he's a really plus advantage for UP because he not only can play the 2, but he can play the 3, 4, and 5 position for UP.
I think at most levels you're trying to create players that can play multiple positions. So, it's great that you have multiple guys on this floor that can play, 1 through 5. Most guys can probably play 1 through 4, but you look at who you have here. they're all skilled. All skilled. They all play with good energy. They're fundamental on defense.
And look at that defense.
Great ball pressure.
And look at how pesky their defense is, resulting to a turnover. Iniguez, however, lost that one. Pareñas, he drives, layup, finally. What a layup there.
You think about it this way, they're up 22 points or whatever they're up by, and they're still trying to create deflections and steals. That just shows you how locked in they are as a team, and how much they're following the game plan.
75-59, 16-point lead by the UP Fighting Maroons Team 2. 3:54 remaining as UP has led from the start, from the get-go. And so far, they are making most of the opportunities that they have. 3:54 remaining. As we take a look at Fighting Maroons with the inbound, 13 seconds to shoot, and there is an offensive foul there. So possession will go to the Guangming Flying Dragons. 75-59. Let's see if there will be some miracle of biblical proportions for Guangming, for them to overhaul this huge lead. Pecolera gets it to Lactautau. Pareña, someone is free. However, they could not make a play, and Lactautau airballs that three. 3:25 remaining. Poyos with a ball, and they're using the clock to their advantage. 3:18 remaining. Maga, 12 seconds. And there's a foul called.
Smart basketball. At this point in the game, you want to control the clock, control tempo. Guangming has shown that they've struggled defensively to keep UP from getting great shots, so why not make them play the full 24 seconds? If it's okay, while this layup is made, I just wanted to grant or say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and motherly figures out there. I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to my wife and my mom's in Fresno, California. Wish we could celebrate all together, but kiss if your moms are still around, kiss them, hug them, tell them how much you love them.
Yes, definitely, I agree with that. Happy Mother's Day to everyone here, and of course to all the mothers and to your moms also. Happy Mother's Day. And right now, scoring has picked up. 77-64 with 2:30 remaining. 13-point lead. GMC or Guangming still has a shot. However, they need to really play good defense.
Yes, they have to try to find ways to avoid being in a defensive transition disadvantage. Right now, it's that's been very much an issue because of the ability of UP to rebound at a high rate. They're always, playing from a disadvantage on the defensive end. We'll have to see within this next 2 minutes whether or not Guangming can increase the shot production, get great shots, make tough shots, and get defensive stops.
A 3-point shot miss. 2 minutes remaining. And the last 2 minutes is brought to you by Smart 5G. We are in the twilight zone. Oh, Poyos! What a layup! The confidence of UT is at all-time high right now.
Yes, it's well-deserved at this point, I think, Kiko. They've done their job. They've played a full 38, 39 minutes. Mm-hmm. If you're playing at a high level for that, for the entire game, you should have a lot of confidence.
And now a turnover called on Payosing. So right now, I've noticed that Payosing played today while Remogat opted to, take a rest. So they haven't been playing at the same time. So let's see. 79-64. 15-point lead ang kalamangan ng UP Fighting Maroons Team 2 here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. We'll be back.
No worries, dahil only ang saya will TNT sa only FB, only IG, only Messenger, only TikTok, only ML, only Chikahan, plus data for all apps and sites. Sulit talaga, kaya lipat at load na sa TNT.
Experiences, only connections at just $4.99. It's a plan as good as yours. New Smart Junior Plan.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Kiko Malikdam along with Coach Russell Raipon and Bianca Tagarda as we bring you this game between UP Fighting Maroons Team 2 going up against the Guangming Flying Dragons. And later, after this match, would be the Battle of Diliman, as we do have the UP Fighting Maroons Team 1 going up against the Diliman College Blue Dragons. So it's the fight, it's the Maroons and Dragons for today.
Well, I think at least for today, this set of Dragons didn't necessarily get out of the cave right off the bat, and they've had to battle to try to stay in the game. But that happens sometimes. Hopefully, you use this as a teaching moment. Try to figure out, what things you did well, where you struggled, so that way you can, you can improve incrementally and try to become more the team that you're supposed to be.
So for this game, the Flying Dragons were grounded, as of course later it will be the Blue Dragons,
right,
who will be facing the mighty Fighting Maroons. So let's see, 1-1-1 remaining, 79-64. Like what I said, unless a miracle of biblical proportion happens, this UP Fighting Maroons is on their way for their second straight victory here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup. This is the Team 2. After this game, we'll be having Team 1. So if that happens, the Team 2 will get their second win in 3 games, while the Flying Dragons from Guangming College will fall to their third loss in 4 games. So something that, what are the things that, going back, and if they will try to look back in this game, what would Guangming need to do in their next game?
Well, I think, at this point in the season, what I'm, as a coach, what I'm looking for is growth. So, are we consistently getting better? Is our performance uneven, right? We do well one game and then we tank the next game. So I think as much as possible, outside of the wins and losses, what I'm trying to do is establish a style of play, right? I wanted to establish an identity. When you see my team on the floor, this is how we're gonna play on defense, this is how we're gonna play on offense. So it'll be up to the Guangming coaching staff and the players to determine, with regards to that vision of great Flying Dragons basketball, what did we do well during against UP, and what did we struggle with? Because if we're just looking at wins and losses, losing 3 out of 4, that's always going to be tough on the heart and on the head. But it becomes a matter of, what am I trying to get out of every possession? Not only just every game, every possession. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of lessons learned for both teams. I really hesitate to take that back. I am anticipating what the full UAP roster of UP is going to look like in a couple of months, given the fact that both the 1 and 2 teams are loaded with good basketball players.
Now it would, like what I've been saying, it would be a good headache or problem for Coach Goldwyn, because he will have to balance the playing time of each player.
Yes, and just like through any season, you have your ups and downs. You have guys that do well at the beginning and they struggle towards the middle. That's why you have so many guys, to hedge your bets and make sure that your team is playing at its best every game of the season.
And ladies and gentlemen, after 40 minutes of basketball action, the final score is 79-66. The UP Fighting Maroons Team 2 gets their second win in 3 games, while the Guangming Flying Dragons falls to their third loss in 4 matches. We will now listen to the school hymn of the victorious UP Fighting Maroons.
Game with a double-double performance from the UP Fighting Maroons Team 2. That is Francis Naruca. Now, Francis, congratulations for this win. Now, I've noticed that you've had a talk with your coaches when you were in the bench. Now, what was that all about?
It was just about consistency and the effort we put on the floor, where we run back on defense and how we execute our offense. Yeah, basically.
And indeed, you were consistent all throughout. But how were you able to prepare for this match?
It was just the mindset coming out of practice the past week. You know, everything that we and the coaches talk about during practice, after practice also. And we, bouncing back from the loss we had last week. So, all that contributed to the energy we brought today to the court and how we executed our plays.
And lastly, would you like to give a shout out or to greet someone live?
First off, I would like to say thank you, God, for everything. And then shout out to all the mothers in the world. Happy Mother's Day today. Shout out to my teammates and the UP community. Thank you guys for always supporting us. And yeah, shout out to my family too.
Thank you so much, Francis. Now that's all for now. Now let's go back to Kiko and Coach Russell.
And congratulations to the UP Fighting Maroons and also to Francis Noruca finishing with a double-double performance of 17 points and 11 boards. And again, final score, ladies and gentlemen, it was a double-digit win by the UP Fighting Maroons Team 2 over the Guangming Flying Dragons. And up next here in the Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup, it's the Battle of Diliman. It's the UP Fighting Maroons Team 1 going up against the Diliman College Blue Dragons here in Pinoyliga Collegiate Cup.